Yo, what you saying to me? Big Dog back in the building. Make sure, first things first, you hit the subscribe button, lock in. Let's go. Let's get straight into it. Halfway into the international break, and Arsenal already 55 man down. Like, I don't know what's actually going on. Is it that we're gonna go into an injury crisis, or are Arsenal simply after the Madueke injury on a tip of bring the boys back home? And I get it. Listen, if this is what they've decided to do, and they've decided to call back all the players and tell them, nah, we're not playing no like meaningless friendlies this far into the season, this at this important part of the season, bring the boys home. I'm all for it. Like, I see fans and rival fans in uproar. You know, this is a disgrace. How can they be? You know, they should never be able to play for their club and country. But these will be the same people that will be like, why are they playing these meaningless friendlies and so many in the season when there's hardly any time for them to rest. Like right now, Arsenal players are burnt out. They've been playing like long. We're already like 49 games in, nearly 50 games in probably this season already played. A lot of them, like Declan Rice, have played a lot of those minutes. Saliba, Gabriel, Timber. A lot of them have played a lot of those minutes, and I can understand why they should be brought home and rested, you know. And I think if we're going into this last part of the season, this week of rest, leading into the Southampton game is going to be much needed for all of them, especially with Madueke injured. Thank God it's not as serious as they first thought. We haven't got the full details, but I saw some things today saying that the Madueke injury isn't as bad as we first thought it was going to be, so that's good news. Hopefully Odegaard's back now, back in full training. Also came back from the Norway team. So these are all good news, man. Hopefully these players are going to be ready, raring to go for the final stint of the season, the important part of the season, the crunch time, where right now we need 4 more wins, I would say. 4 more wins in the Premier League to clutch our first Premier League in 22 years. I can't lie. Like, where I'm at right now is it's in disbelief. Like, I know that I believe we can do it. But until it's done, I'm not gonna be like chilled about it. Like, my body, like, you know, like Man City might go on a little run. I don't know. It's like a 9 points clear. Just don't feel safe enough with this Arsenal team, especially with what's going on with the injuries. It is getting me kind of worried. I'm hoping that a lot of it is just tactical. Bring the players home, make them rest, get their mind right, get their bodies ready. Especially where Arsenal have had bad luck with internationals, where we lost Gabriel early on in the season to an international. We've lost players in international break. So I think Arsenal taking precautions and bringing them home, I'm hoping it's just that, and that we haven't actually got all these injuries, because if we have, Lord knows what the starting 11 is going to look like for Southampton, because Zubimendi supposedly pain in his knee. There's a few with pain in his knee which don't sound good. There's a lot going on. There is a lot going on, which is giving man those little slight elements of doubt when it comes to the Premier League and whether we can do it. And you know what? I've changed my perspective and my stance on how I feel about this season and what we can get. I think towards the start of the season, or even midway through the season, when we was top and we're going on, and people asked, what would you prefer? And I was like, I'll take the Champions League. I take the Champions League over the Premier League. I'll take the Champions League, because that's all everyone used to say. Oh, Arsenal, they never won the Champions League. They've never won the Champions League and stuff. Discrediting our Cup Winners' Cup, by the way. That is European glory, and I'm still stand on that. But anyway, that's a different story. But that was what everyone would say, you know, they've not won the Champions League. They've not won the Champions League. So I would say early on in the season, I was in the section of people that were like, yep, I'll take the Champions League over the Premier League title. That now has changed for me. And I feel like the Premier League title is what we have to get over the line this season. Champions League, we can revisit that. We can rebuild that squad. Once we get the Premier League title over the line, we can build that squad that is fit enough and ready enough, that can be driven enough to focus on the Champions League. But I feel like the pressure for this team to fight on all fronts for all competitions is a lot. You think when you've not won anything and then you go into a season where everyone's expecting you to win it all, or you have to win something, so in all competitions you have to go strong. Not saying that once you win the Premier League there's less like importance of doing it again, but once you've won it, that relief, or winning that title is that relief. You look at Man City, they'd won the title a few times now, where when they went for the Champions League, it's like, yeah, we're going for this. Do you get me? Because that's the one that they wanted to go for. Do you get me? They're still playing hard in the Prem, but it was like they wanted the league. You get what I'm saying? They wanted that Champions League, which they got and did the treble that season. Same for Liverpool. They won the title, went on to do the Champions League again under Klopp, and they wanted that. I feel like Arsenal winning the Prem this season will take that relief, make them play more free-flowing, more relaxed going into the next season, where they can take more risks. They're winners. They can play with a little bit more freedom. So this season, I'd rather take the Premier League more than anything. So I feel like the next 7 games for us is extremely important. All winnable games, must I say, but they are extremely important. And we're hopefully along the way, a few of our old foes might do us a few favours and along the way and take some points off a City just to make it even more sweeter. But yeah, that's where I'm at with it at the moment. Yeah, like literally just a quick one, just coming in, jumping in, just want to talk about the injuries and stuff. We'll see what happens over the course of the next few days, what comes out of Arsenal, what comes out of the club, what is getting said. But like I said, it's a smart move. If you have to, withdraw your players, give them this extra week of rest, which technically isn't really a week of rest, but it just means they haven't got to do the running up and down, the travelling. You've got Japan at home, which would have been good for home for all of them, but it just means they haven't got to do the training. They can maybe rest a couple of days. Because you think they played today, they would have been back at the club by Wednesday, rested Tuesday, back at the club Wednesday, training Thursday. It'd be constantly. Like now they've had the time to just rest the whole week where they haven't trained with the England squad, and then a couple more days of rest going into this week, and then back to training with Arsenal and everyone getting their mind right and getting ready for the last attack. So yeah, man, I'm optimistic. I'm also nervous at the same time, but we'll see how this one pans out, and we wait for news from Arsenal to see what's going on. Listen, take time, like I said at the start of the video, to subscribe. Yeah, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the share button. Yeah, big up to everyone that locked in. Also, check out the website, leangang.uk.com. Check out your latest merch, stuff that we have on there. And yeah, appreciate all the people that keep on tuning in and showing love, yeah? Big up yourselves. Big up. You're done now.